Okay, so when you think of the Arctic, what pops into your head? I'm guessing vast, icy landscapes, maybe some polar bears, right? And yeah, that's all true, but there's this whole other story playing out. A quiet but massive tech revolution that's linking up some of the most remote communities on the entire planet. Let's dive in and see what that actually looks like.
You've got these two immense pressures that are quite literally threatening to pull the very fabric of the Arctic apart. But then there's this third force emerging. You can almost think of it as a kind of digital glue. And it might be the one thing holding it all together. So let's unpack that.
First up, we need to get a handle on why the Arctic is at such a critical crossroads right now. For centuries, its indigenous peoples have kept this incredible, delicate balance with the environment. But today, well, that balance is being tested like never before.
So the Arctic is basically fighting a war on two fronts. On the environmental side, you've got industrial activities. Think oil extraction, commercial fishing, that are putting this super fragile ecosystem at risk. And then culturally, a lot of the younger generation is moving to bigger cities for more opportunities, which, threatens the survival of traditional ways of life. It's a classic push and pull situation.
Okay, but here's where the story takes a really fascinating turn. A new kind of digital lifeline is starting to stretch across these enormous distances, and it starts with one of the most basic human needs we all have: healthcare.
Seriously, just try to wrap your head around this for a second. Imagine you're not feeling well, and the nearest specialist isn't just in the next town over. They could be thousands of kilometers away. And that's not some wild exaggeration. For a lot of people in the Arctic, that is the day-to-day reality.
And the solution? It's telemedicine, all powered by high-speed satellite internet. All of a sudden, video calls with doctors are a real thing. Expert medical advice is accessible from pretty much anywhere. Communities can even get their hands on crucial online info about things like nutrition or how to stay safe in extreme weather. It is a total game changer for people's health.
And this connectivity doesn't just stop with healthcare. It flows right into another super critical area: education. The very same tech that's bringing doctors into people's homes is also creating classrooms without walls, completely changing how people learn while also helping to protect a priceless heritage.
And let's be clear, this isn't just about some basic online course. We're talking about really sophisticated live video links, like the one Cisco set up for Inuit communities, that connect students with expert teachers in real time. Tiny remote schools can suddenly offer a whole range of subjects, and people can actually earn a university degree from places like the University of Alaska without ever having to leave their hometown.
And this is so important. Technology here isn't just about looking forward, it's about saving the past. By building these digital archives of stories, of language, of cultural practices, these communities are making sure their heritage survives for the next generation and can be shared with the whole world.
Now, to see how all these pieces fit together, we have to look at this one incredible case study. The tiny island of Little Diomede tells this amazing story of leapfrogging over decades of old technology. Get this, only about 90 people live on this island, right in the middle of the Bering Strait. For a community that small and that isolated, the impact of new tech is just absolutely massive. So, what in the world is leapfrogging? Well, it's when a community doesn't follow the step-by-step path of tech progress that most of us did. Instead of getting landline phones and then, years later, mobile phones, they just skip the old stuff entirely and jump straight to the latest and greatest. In this case, mobile networks and smartphones.
And the leap Little Diomede took was nothing short of dramatic. The whole community went from relying on mail that only showed up every once in a while, completely skipping the entire era of landline telephones, and jumping directly into the age of instant communication with smartphones and the internet. It's almost impossible to overstate how huge that change is.
So, what does this all mean for the future of the Arctic? Well, it looks like the path forward is all about this delicate, innovative weaving of ancient traditions with the most cutting-edge technology.
So here's the key takeaway. Technology in the Arctic isn't just some nice-to-have extra. It is a fundamental, transformative force. It's shrinking the very isolation that threatened to pull these communities apart, while at the same time giving them the tools they need to document and save the culture that makes this region so unique.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. We've seen how technology is helping these communities survive under immense pressure. The real question now is, how can they leverage this incredible new connectivity to not just hold on, but to truly thrive in the 21st century and beyond?